Hey everyone, today I want to show you the new version 3 of the Handheld Linux terminal. It's taken a long time, but I'm finally finished. This one takes all the things I've learned so far and improves on many of the features from the previous iterations. The computer consists of a modified Raspberry Pi 3, a high-res screen, keyboard, touch mouse and some other parts, and it's all enclosed in a 3D printed case. It's a bit fatter than the previous versions, but that's because there's more inside. On the left side you have the standard Raspberry Pi ports, one Ethernet and 4 full-size USB ports. Then on the other side you'll find 2 switches, one for the machine and another for an internal fan. You also have access to the micro SD card and micro USB charging port, as well as a 3.5mm composite audio and video port. The 3000 mAh battery gives you around 6 hours runtime between charges, and the Adafruit PowerBoost 1000C charge controller allows for automatic switching between battery power and charging. For heat management, I've included a bunch of vents on the back and underneath of the device, and inside there's a mini fan which can be toggled on and off to circulate air around the components. The hinge and screen design were a bit challenging due to having to manually remove the original GPIO connector and add the ribbon cable, but it worked out okay in the end. One aspect that makes this different from the previous versions is the inclusion of an optical touch mouse. This, combined with the fairly high-res 3.5-inch display, allows you to use the graphical user interface quite successfully. The keyboard has left and right mouse buttons and a really nice scroll feature. Besides that, all the standard QWERTY keys are available, including all the special characters for using a terminal. Unfortunately though, this keyboard was discontinued about 10 years ago, so it's very hard to find one for sale. The software side of things is where it really shines though, and the Pi 3 is more than capable of performing most non-intensive tasks. This runs the stock version of Raspbian, giving you access to a big range of ARM compatible apps. I've also installed Exagear Desktop, which allows you to run x86 apps too, and this works great. I've got x86 apps like Sublime Text and Spotify running without any problems, and it's technically possible to use Wine to also run Windows apps on the device. This display interface basically mimics the HDMI interface, and this means that you can now also run apps and games which weren't possible on Pi TFT screens because of the frame buffer interface they used. Besides that, you can browse the web, watch YouTube videos, as well as playing emulator games without any problems. You could also swap out the micro SD cards and run other operating systems, such as Pentesting OS Kali Linux, or you could turn it into a retro gaming console with RetroPie. I mean, you could even hook it up to SDR dongles, etc. and use it as a portable radio machine. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out, and I can genuinely say this is by far the most useful Raspberry Pi handheld I've created so far. It is a bit fatter than the other versions, but you could do so much more on it. Anyways, I hope you liked it, and maybe it's given you some ideas to make your own. The actual build process is basically the same as my other projects, except in a different shell, so check them out if you're new here. Alright, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.